Welcome back to an all-new episode of Construction Secrets with me, David Windsor. As always, you can go over to davidwindsor.com, get your free downloadable templates. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel with your friends. For those of you that don't know, I'm a general contractor here in Park City, Utah. We do residential new construction builds. We don't do remodels. New construction is our business model, and we've been in business since 2021. We've been in business for 18 months, and in those 18 months, we've accumulated $15 million worth of work. And I'm just doing my best to document some of the processes and things that we do within our company and share it here with you on this YouTube channel. I'm not the guy that's going to teach you how to do certain aspects of construction in general. I'm not that type of, that's not my skill set. My skill set, my passion lies in business, running a business, and it lies in self-improvement, motivation, and those are the things that I've just been doing my whole life. And so I love running a business, and I love, improving myself as a person. And so my hope for this is on this YouTube channel, I can just give you guys some insights and some things that we're doing and implementing in our construction company as far as business practices go, and some of the things that I implement in my life, and some of the things I read and subscribe to as far as the ways to think in the world, if you will. And so that being said, that's what this is about, and I hope that it brings you something, some kind of motivation, some kind of spark for you to start your construction journey or grow within your construction journey. That being said, I want to talk to you about today. So I used to work for a multi-billion-dollar construction company. It was a construction company out of Utah, Salt Lake, and they were one of the largest companies in the state of Utah, top 2 biggest. And it's a 100-year-old company, and they do things like sports stadiums and hospitals and churches and universities, big stuff. They only do steel structures, concrete structures. They don't do any wood framing, yada, yada, yada. But one of my first days on the job, we were doing a big tech center. It was a corporate campus for a big tech company, and it was like a $90 million project. Very big project, and there was a lot of issues with the drawings. There was a lot of discrepancies with the architect. The architect was out of California, and there was a lot of discrepancies with their drawings, and then the engineer wasn't cross-referencing everything, and then in turn the superintendent was getting really upset. And the superintendent was very old school, put his heels in the sand and said, "I'm not budging, I'm not moving," and he just kind of complained and bitched about everything that was going on. And he, rather than handling it, we'll call it professionally, he just kind of went in and berated the architect in meetings and said, "Your drawings are jacked up, you got to fix these, blah, 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 blah." And it got to the point where the architect and the superintendent were not speaking on good terms, and we were only pouring footings. So we had another 18 months to 2 years in bed with this architect, and we were already butting heads just in the footing stage. So they called in, the COO of the company, the director of operations, and he sat down and he said, everyone around the round table, and just said, raise your hand if you've made a mistake in construction, as a contractor, as a project engineer, as a project manager, as a superintendent. Raise your hand if you made a mistake. Obviously, every single hand went up. Has that mistake cost the owner money? Has that mistake made you embarrassed? Raise your hand if it has. Everyone's hand went up, obviously. And then he said, I want you to raise your hand if you've ever been involved in a project where the engineer jacked up. And, sorry, making a pass. He said, raise your hand if the engineer has ever messed up on a project that you're on. Everyone's hand goes up, obviously. Raise your hand if the architect has ever made a mistake on the project you've been on. Everyone's hand goes up, obviously. And he said, so you're telling me that builders make mistakes? Yes. So there's no perfect build. You're telling me there's architects make mistakes? Yes. So there's no perfect design. You're telling me engineers make mistakes? So there's no perfect engineering or calculation. Therefore, nothing is perfect when you're building and when you work in construction. There is no perfect build. There is no perfect design. We all make mistakes. Find the mistakes, help communicate the mistakes, get over it, quit your bitching, and get the project done. That was his statement to the 10 of us. His statement to his superintendent, who was probably 15, 20 years older than him and been in construction probably 15, 20 years longer than him. And his statement was, quit your bitching, shut up, there's no perfect build, figure it out. Figure it out. And so you're going to come across these things in your general contracting experience. There's never going to be a perfect design. There's never going to be a perfect client. There's never going to be a perfect subcontractor. All these things happen. All these things, other than the architect, you basically get to choose who you work with all the time. I mean, you could choose not to work with an architect. So, if you hire someone and they make a mistake, that's also on you for hiring that person. If you work with a client and they suck and they're on your ass all the time, that's also on you for making the mistake to hire that client. So you got to recognize that you, as the general contractor, you are responsible for all the mistakes that happen on your job, period. And if the architect made a mistake, you didn't catch that till you were in the field, that's on you. You got to catch these things. You got to be looking at the drawings, scrubbing the drawings, finding the mistakes before you actually get there and figure out what needs to be done. So that being said, my lesson today is there is no perfect build. There is no perfect design. There is no perfect engineering. There's no perfect client. There's no perfect subcontractor. There's no perfect construction process. You got to quit your bitching. You got to move on. You got to figure it out. And you got to keep moving. So just don't take everything so, face value. I mean, just things happen. Just roll with the punches. That's kind of all I can say about that. So there's no such thing as a perfect build, and there's no such thing as a perfect design. And if you can find that, matter of fact, then you're going to have a lot easier time in your construction journey, because you're never going to be surprised. You're just going to be expecting these types of things to happen. So that's all I got for you today. Once again, my name is David Windsor. You can go over to davidwindsor.com, get your free downloadable templates, and all I ask in exchange is that you like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel with your friends. I really truly appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me that you guys watch these videos, if you even do. I mean, right now, as I'm recording these things, I got like 6 views per video. So clearly there's 6 of you that are watching. Probably 3 of them are my mom, dad, and sister. So I'm just out here putting out content. Hopefully that you guys, someone out there can enjoy it. So that's all I got for you today. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.